News at 10.
And mates on the run after breaking out of Swanson Correctional. Details coming up. And the Mueller report delivered to Congress today. What did the special counsel find, and what does it mean for President Trump? Plus, a countrywide ban goes into effect this week, why gun owners can no longer use bump stocks, and why some groups are fighting against the new law. Hello, and thank you for joining us tonight. I'm Randy Ayala. We begin with the latest from Swanson Correctional officials after 6 juveniles escaped the facility earlier today. The last we heard, 2 juveniles have been captured, 4 still on the loose. We'll update you online and on air when more information becomes available. On to a crime alert. An Epps woman behind bars after 3 people were shot at a Lake Providence bar early Saturday morning. Louisiana State Police say it happened at Blackberry's Bar in Billers around 3 a.m. Cheryl Lewis died as a result. 2 other people in critical condition. 34-year-old Quinesiah Sanders turned herself into detectives and was charged with second-degree murder and 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder. Police have not yet released a motive. The investigation is ongoing. A West Monroe man made it to church this morning, but not how you'd expect. State police arrested 25-year-old Blake Guidry after he crashed into Ouachita Baptist Church. Authorities found Guidry passed out behind the wheel with a beer can half full in the console and the accelerator still pressed down. Guidry was charged with possession of alcohol, operating a vehicle while intoxicated, and careless operation. His bond just over $1,700. This afternoon, Attorney General William Barr released a summary of the principal findings in Special Counsel Robert Mueller's investigation. In a 4-page letter, the Attorney General says the report by Robert Mueller did not establish that members of the Trump campaign conspired or coordinated with the Russian government in its election interference activities. The Attorney General also said the Special Counsel did not draw a conclusion on the subject of obstruction of justice. The letter says while the report does not conclude that the president committed a crime, it does not exonerate him. Robert Mueller sent the Attorney General a report about his investigation Friday, wrapping up a probe that lasted nearly 2 years. Starting next week, the bump stock device that can be attached to a semi-automatic weapon will officially be banned across the country, and those who already own the device aren't too happy about it. KLFY's Lester Dew has more.
This is the first time that I'm aware that there's no grandfather clause, so your property now must be destroyed.
The attachment used by the killer during the 2017 Las Vegas massacre and many other mass shootings will become illegal by Tuesday.
Just simply ride on the buffer tube, and what it does is it alleviates you having to pull the trigger. The firearm itself pulls the trigger and it accelerates your rate of fire.
The owner of Rustic Renegade, Caleb Moore, says his store does not sell the bump stocks. However, other gun shops across the country could be affected.
Now that's some lost revenue that they have on it, so they have to look at other products to bring in and other ways to entice their customers. But I do think, unfortunately, it's going to create a black market for them as well.
Bump stocks can only be utilized on guns like these. This is an AR-15 and this is an AK-47.
And the new one simply slides on top of it. It replaces your buttstock and your grip and simply rides forward and back, allowing you to touch the trigger without having to move your hand.
The ATF ruled bump stocks were illegal back in 2010. The Trump administration rolled out a federal regulation banning the devices last December. The government estimates that more than 500,000 have been sold in the U.S.
So now you're going to have a product that's illegal to own that I'm sure there's still going to be a demand for. And I know, and as well as many other people know, that not everyone's going to turn them over because no one wants to give up their property without due process.
Some gun rights groups are challenging the ban. They say the measure is an abuse of power. Changes coming for the Winnsboro Airport. It recently got approval to start several projects that will improve its function. Some of that includes redoing the asphalt and adding more buildings to store the planes in. Airport manager Terry Shirley thinks the improvements will highly benefit Winnsboro.
It'll give us the ability on the national front to try to get new industries, new factories. The airport allows the CEOs of these large companies to come in and check on their businesses.
The improvements will also allow easier access for crop dusters and will mean more income for the city. One town down 2 fire trucks, a neighboring town stepping in, lending their own. NBC 10's Anna McAllister caught up with the 2 fire departments to learn more about the KIND Act.
The importance of loving your neighbor, shown to the town of Marion. When 2 of the town's fire trucks were in the shop, Farmerville stepped in, lending 2 of their own.
It's unreal how important it is.
The impact one fire truck let alone 2, can make during an emergency situation is critical.
Probably ever what caught on fire would be burnt down before they got, before somebody else got here.
So to help, the Farmerville Fire Department is lending 2 of their own trucks to Marion. The gesture has been a relief, to say the least.
It's a relief of mine to me because I know I got something I can work with now. And having to wait 20 minutes is hard. You can lose somebody's life or their home.
And the borrowed trucks also supply Marion with a much-needed pumper.
With those 2 in the shop, that leaves us without a pumper. And so that's the reason this one's critical to us.
We have water capacity, but to have an actual pumper truck is a life changer for us.
From one neighbor to another, Jimmy Caldwell wants to let his know what this gesture means to him.
Being generous as the town of Farmerville is, and also our other neighbor fire departments, they help to assist us with anything that we need, and we greatly appreciate them.
That was Anna McAllister reporting. Marion will continue to use the Farmerville fire trucks until their 2 trucks are fully repaired. Well, a flight Saturday morning carried passengers from Texas to Delaware, only the passengers weren't people, they were dogs. Wings of Rescue has partnered with the Brandywine Valley SPCA to help rescue dogs from overcrowded shelters in Texas and Louisiana. These dogs, ranging from puppies to full-grown adults, are saved from euthanasia to find loving homes in Delaware. Wings of Rescue estimates that over 2 million dogs are euthanized every year, and they're hoping to help curb those numbers. Wings of Rescue has already saved more than 3,000 pets over 35 flights this year alone. They're hoping to save over 12,000 dogs by the end of 2019. Coming up next, you may not remember who your high school prom king was, but for students at one Las Vegas high school, they say they'll never forget it. Why the night was so special for their prom king, coming up.
And severe weather not quite in the ArkLaMiss yet, but it will be here over the next